Good evening and welcome to this extended primetime news package. A special welcome to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com. I'm Karian Simpson. Also this evening, airports to close this evening and midday tomorrow as travelers flee ahead of Hurricane Melissa's arrival. On the edge of disaster, Clarendon community worried dilapidated houses will buckle under Melissa, and local representatives clamor for emergency funds for last-minute hurricane preparation. There's also sports and weather in this newscast, so stay with us. The news in detail right after this break.
Yeah, you! Need cash fast to fix things up or mix up some magic at home? From October 24 to 26, take a Quartz Ready Cash loan of $250,000 or more on 18 to 36 months and get a free blender on us. No collateral, no guarantor, just quick cash when you need it. Quartz Ready Cash, ready when you are. Offer valid while stock lasts. Conditions apply.
Hi, I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true. Come on in.
Introducing the delicious combination of KFC fried chicken and Doritos nacho cheese. The KFC Doritos Zinger, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
TGIS! Thank goodness it's a sale at Quartz! It's the biggest sale weekend of the year! With up to 80% off store-wide! From Friday, October 24 to Sunday, October 26! TGIS! 3 days of fantastic deals at Quartz! Bringing value home! Conditions apply.
Primetime News, brought to you by
The new KFC Doritos Zinger, a combo that's finger-licking good.
Welcome back to Primetime News. A special welcome to our viewers on onespotmedia.com. Up first this evening, Melissa is now a Category 1 hurricane as it continues to gain strength on its path to Jamaica. Our in-house meteorologist, Romaine Robinson, has been closely monitoring the system and now joins us with the very latest. Romaine, firstly, what is Melissa's current location?
Well, Melissa is currently about between 165 and 170 kilometers southeast of Kingston, Jamaica, and we are expecting the system to continue moving further towards the west and slightly closer to Jamaica over the next few hours.
All right, which parishes should begin feeling the impact of the hurricane first and by what time?
Well, we expect that between later tonight and very early in the morning tomorrow, parishes in the east, sections of Portland and St. Mary, also sections of St. Thomas, also Kingston and St. Andrew, they will be the first parishes to be under the influence of the strong winds and rain from the system.
Romaine, take us through what will happen in the coming days.
Well, over the next few days, between the next 2 to 3 days, we do have an increase in clouds as well as showers and thunderstorms that are expected right across the island of Jamaica as the system moves further towards the west and closer to the island. On Monday, we do also expect that the heaviest winds are going to be affecting sections of the east, also sections of central parishes, and because Melissa is such a strong system, there is also the likelihood that even sections of the west could be under at least Category 2 storm winds over the next few days.
Thank you so much, Romaine. Now, speaking at a press briefing at Jamaica House earlier today, Principal Director at the Met Service, Evan Thompson, warned that the system could be catastrophic.
To bear in mind also, I should point out that with the slow movement of the system, it doesn't allow you to recover. It's not like it's going to just move off and then gradually the water runs off. It's going to sit there pouring water while it's barely moving. And that is a significant challenge that we have to be aware of. it's going to cause significant, widespread, catastrophic, life-threatening floods, as long as what is predicted does take place.
Mr. Thompson also raised alarm about the storm surge.
Now, storm surge is also a flooding event, but it is not the flooding from the rainfall. It is flooding that comes in with the waters of the sea. With these tremendous winds that a Category 4 hurricane could produce, that will push the water onto the shoreline from the water of the sea onto the shoreline. And with it pulling back into the sea, it takes even houses and communities possibly back into the sea along with it. So if you are living anywhere near a coastline, it is important that you pay attention to the fact that storm surge is a real potential. What will make a difference in terms of how badly you're affected by the storm surge is where exactly the center makes landfall.
In the meantime, the government is again appealing to persons living in flood-prone areas to seek higher ground. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie told the briefing that the administration will use the provisions under the Disaster Risk Management Act to ensure compliance. Already, the Prime Minister has declared Jamaica a threatened area under the Act.
Provisions are made in the Disaster Risk Management Act for compulsory evacuation. Places like Rocky Point in Clarendon, Taylor Land in Bull Bay, New Haven, Riverton City, and many other communities that will be affected, where lives will be threatened. I will therefore be writing to the Prime Minister, based on the recommendations of the Acting Director General of ADPEM, that we take those steps to advise those communities of the intent to declare this order.
The compulsory evacuation comes with the provision of transportation. We won't be able to do it in all cases, but in most cases, I would say 90% of the cases, we will provide transportation to move you to safe ground. Outside of that, because the provision of transportation would be halted at a particular point in time, because that would be putting our drivers and buses and other persons in harm's way. After that, we would not be able to guarantee a response until after the hurricane. And so I'm just putting it very frankly, that if you decide to violate an order to evacuate, you are essentially taking a risk with your life.
A warning too to the operators of construction sites.
To all construction sites, not just only in the corporate area, but right across the country, that they must start to take the necessary steps to remove cranes, steels, sand, blocks, which will only contribute more to the blocking of our drains and can have devastating effects on individuals, people's property, and can result in extreme damage.
Now, city engineers from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, say they have been in dialogue with developers to secure their equipment on construction sites.
Tower cranes. And these tower cranes, if not secured properly, can become problematic during hydrometeorological activities. So we implore persons who have installed, erected tower cranes to put them in the wind vane mode. In this mode, the cranes will be able to sway without causing any damage.
Shevens says other small equipment should also be secured, including scaffoldings. Failure to do so could result in prosecution.
Those found in contravention may be referred to the Building and Town Planning Committee for discontinuance or suspension of their approval, or we may have to take other strident legal action against them. And this is really dependent on the level of damage or level of recklessness or carelessness on their part that would have either damaged the parochial road or caused damage to neighboring properties.
Now, over in Old Harbour Bay, St. Catherine, a Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC bus is in the community with the hope of taking residents to safer ground. The authorities are working with a town crier to alert the residents who are still in the area. TVJ News understands that already persons have been making their way to the shelter at the Old Harbour High School. Members of the security forces are also trying to assist with the evacuation. The area is known for severe flooding.
Why you decide to evacuate?
Evacuate the water will come inside of the house and drown it away.
The Norman Manley International Airport is scheduled to be closed at 9 p.m. tonight. The Sangster International Airport, however, remains open but is expected to be closed by midday on Sunday. Anthony Lugg has the details.
All eyes are on Hurricane Melissa, which is expected to start impacting Jamaica within the next 24 hours.
And we do apologize for that abrupt audio. We continue. The Jamaica Public Service, JPS, says it is better prepared to respond to the potential damage and destruction in the wake of Hurricane Melissa. The Power and Lighting Company hosted a press conference outlining its emergency response as the country braces for a natural disaster. Here's Jamila Maitland.
A real-time national grid of the Jamaica Public Service JPS sits in a video wall at a command center in St. Andrew. To the average person, it seems like a confusing matrix of dots and lines, but for Vice President of Energy Delivery at the JPS, Blaine Jarrett, it represents the backbone of the power being generated and transmitted.
Once there's an outage on any of the transmission network, then you will see one of those lines change in color and flashes. I'm happy to report that today we have a very intact transmission network.
Mr. Jarrett, who was speaking at a press conference on Friday, admits that there will be power outages. In another real-time diagram, it showed that of the 681,602 customers, over 2,000 of them are without power. The JPS VP says the figure will increase significantly during a natural disaster. However, he says the company is better prepared to respond. He describes the process by which power is usually restored to customers.
There's an assessment phase to gather all the defects as best as possible in a particular area. Once we have gathered that information, then there's a priority order that is utilized to determine what will get the response first. The priority order is in such that, one, you want to secure the network, that the network can deliver the power from the source of the generation power. Having established a priority order and you have the data, you try to restore according to that priority order. Some of the priority orders, for example, you might have hospitals being out. You may have critical water facilities that are out. You may have morgues that are out. I'll just give you some example. You may have critical telecom sites that are out. You may have an entire community that is out. You may have an individual customer that is out. So yes, when you get it, then you build your response plan.
Meanwhile, JPS CEO Hugh Grant is urging citizens to report instances of theft and vandalism of equipment. Mr. Grant says not only are there heightened safety and security risks during and after weather events, but they can also delay power restoration.
So by having those illegal connections on the system, one, it's a significant safety concern. So first and foremost, we got to consider the safety of our customers and of our co-workers. So that's a tremendous challenge on that front. But secondly, from a grid reliability and resiliency perspective, we're also compromised on that front.
Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
Disturbing videos of dilapidated houses which have former sugar workers in Clarendon literally on edge as they brace for the onslaught of what's projected to become a major hurricane. Krista Campbell has the story Toil and Travail.
Tropical Storm Melissa has not yet passed, but these houses in Allydowna in southeastern Clarendon look like they've already been through it. And they have. Still struggling to rebuild from Hurricane Beryl's beatdown last July, the residents here, who are mostly former sugar workers at the Monimusk factory, are gearing up for another battle with nature. But many are afraid of the outcome.
I work on the house, and then said this time here is a dangerous time, so we're really concerned and afraid still.
Watland daub is an outdated type of construction where sticks are woven together and covered with a sticky material usually made of mud and clay. Now, while the structures made it through the worst of Hurricane Beryl and weather systems before that, many of them are barely hanging on. By residents' own account, some are even death traps.
If you attack, let's say, well, let's out here, you know, and people living there.
See, we can't the wall crack on them way there, you know, and in the roof, you can see the last time we go through, you can see the roof kind of shake up. So, like, if it comes stronger, the whole thing can just lift up now.
All stop gone, wall drop out, flooring drop out, and all of these things. You know, furniture damage from the last time.
When the roof blow off, we only catch up it, because it's a dry with the roof. Rainfall, look, it's a plastic we have in the ceiling here. You understand? Plastic. We have in the ceiling. So if rainfall, we have to borrow the plastic to catch some water in it and set it down in the bath.
79-year-old Richard lives alone, recovering from a stroke and unable to walk. Derek Williams has been living at this house since 1979. Each house seemingly worse than the next.
It's only because I bought my bedroom, I did get a few sheets I think from a friend, and I put it about. Otherwise, the rest
A bitter pill for persons who say they've given most of their lives to sugar. And because many of them have not been able to secure regular employment since the sugar factory closed down, some say it's a struggle to prepare for the storm.
Doing a day labor to get the money to go buy some food, and I don't know how near the hurricane is from me.
Many people happy, you know them house when rain is falling, sleep good, everything good, eat good and eat whatever. I don't eat good, because sometimes when I sit in my chair and eating, it's pure water in my foot, I step down in water, rat running past, cockroach running past, and those.
We put the issues to Councillor for the Rocky Point Division, Winston Mirage, as he was overseeing emergency drain cleaning works.
We do have a plan to relocate them. All right, we're looking at 2 locations to relocate these people, especially with the advent of this new company which will be breaking ground shortly for a new sugar factory. Right? They are going to need some more lands for planting as well, as they are also looking into housing of the workers also.
Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
We take another break, but stay with us. More local news when we return.
TGIS, thank goodness it's a sale at Courts. It's the biggest sale weekend of the year, with up to 80% off store-wide. From Friday, October 24 to Sunday, October 26. TGIS, 3 days of fantastic deals at Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Small business owners and independent contractors get affordable insurance with Sagicor Pro Shield. The time by Sagicor Life is.
One jerk chicken, quick and fast. Quick and fast, like how New Gel relieves heartburn.
This movie need food and some good wine.
Good thing New Gel antacid relief lasts longer than that late night snack. New Gel relieves acidity in as little as 5 minutes. Give me New Gel antacid.
Quick and fast.
New Gel antacid is sugar-free, safe for all, and the only antacid with liquid on-the-go sachets. New Gel antacid. Quick and fast, relief that lasts.
My name Lionel, and after a hurricane, everybody want them things lined up and them light back quick. You understand that? But power restoration is a process. First, we check the big plants and main transmission lines. If them down, nobody can get power. Then, we restore the essential places, hospitals, water, airport and such. Next is the major community lines, the one that power hundreds of homes one time. Last, we reach the smaller lines that serve individual streets. Rushing can cause damage or hurt someone, so we follow protocol and keep it solid.
A practical tip for efficient and safe food preparation. Brought to you by
top quality meat, frozen veg, seafood and processed meats at affordable prices.
Nation's Choice, always your best value. Keep knives sharp. Sharp knives reduce the risk of accidents and make cutting easier. That was a practical tip for efficient and safe food preparation, brought to you by
top quality meat, frozen veg, seafood and processed meats at affordable prices.
Nation's Choice, always your best value.
Welcome back. We're continuing the news. 15 months after Hurricane Beryl blew through southern parishes, leaving a trail of destruction in its path, residents of Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth say they are better prepared for Melissa. The details from Krista Campbell.
Hauling boats to safety, last-minute drain cleaning, and battening down homes are a few of the steps residents of the seaside tourist town of Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth are taking to weather what is being projected to be Hurricane Melissa. But residents note they're still rebounding from Beryl's bruises last July.
The gap between Hurricane Ivan and Beryl was 20 years. So the truth is we would have forgotten, and people would have been so young or too old and passed on, right? This is 16 months, so it's still very fresh in our minds.
Captain Joseph is a fisherman and operates Joseph's Hideaway Hotel in Treasure Beach. He says it took him 7 months to bounce back after Beryl's battering 15 months ago.
I lost one of my restaurant completely was gone, completely blows away. And I have some good friends that come in and help us. And that was really good to get us back.
I think most people in the greater Treasure Beach area would have had assistance to rebuild their homes. Some would have rebuilt stronger. Some people would have gotten support and done a deck roof instead of a zinc roof that they would have had before. So, you know, I think that we are better prepared more than we were with Beryl, going into Beryl, both with housing and with shelters.
Because we've had significant rainfall, especially with the month of October, a number of those areas have seen significant regrowth. So going through with the NAA, they've been providing the support, and the teams are out cleaning drains in critical areas like Middle Quarters, Treasure Beach, Black River proper, and areas like Parity, and all our main road stretch. What we're trying to do is to ensure that our main road network has proper drain cleaning so that we will be able to traverse in the event that we get the worst of Tropical Storm Melissa.
Jason Hensel, who operates the popular Jake's Hotel in Treasure Beach, says last-minute preparations are being done at emergency shelters, and residents have been sufficiently informed about how to evacuate if it comes to that. However, he says he's worried about the dangerous path Melissa is projected to take.
We have been in touch with the National Water Commission about having the generators ready if power were to be lost so that water could still get into the area. Most persons will remember that after Beryl we were able to raise funds to buy 2 commercial generators for the Little Park and Newell pumping station. We do have 15 small generators for small businesses.
I do believe that all our systems are better prepared now. We've heard from the JPS that has already set up a stakeholder network that if we need support, we can reach out directly to them. That is much different from Beryl, where we hear from them after the fact. So we are seeing that the agencies and the entities are responding better thus far to this crisis.
Meanwhile, as the fishermen make their way inland before the system hits, there's still concern about those who refuse to evacuate the Pedro Keys.
Well, other person leave out there, but not from this side, from Clarendon side. Somebody leave from here, but at the same time, all the while, they don't come home, so through that, no, I don't worry, I don't really count on them.
Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
Political tension in communities in central Westmoreland has left several residents in limbo as they prepare for the impending hurricane. Kimberly Petty explains.
So just imagine having a drain like this and the storm should it. We all underwater down here.
We are all gonna be underwater down here.
That reaction from one resident of Rickett Street in Savanna-la-Mar, Westmoreland, about the condition of the drains in his community.
So because me get up this morning now and them say the storm is threatened for down Westmoreland area. So me say I'm gonna come out this morning, turn on my live, I'm gonna have to get some attention. Because I'm not just calling on Dwayne Vaz alone, you know. I'm calling on George Wright, Miss Chin, I'm calling on everyone. So if one don't have the money, they all can put together.
As we walked across several other communities, residents had similar complaints. With no help from the political representatives, some opted to take matters in their own hands, from cleaning drains to securing their homes.
We don't see anybody. Up until now, we haven't seen anybody in this community doing anything. We are doing for ourselves. Because I just nailed down my roof with some lots. I'm just bag up some sand so that the water can't come out of the door when it starts to fall. But we haven't seen anybody in terms of coming around and say them going to do anything for us.
He went further.
This is Westmoreland. It's a tradition where they are really careful. So, if people can always avoid the mean and them not do nothing, so why should they do anything when disaster time comes?
Now, TVJ News understands that the political tension between the sitting councillor for the Savanna-la-Mar division, Julian Chang, and the current MP for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz, continues to fester. Ms. Chang told her news team that she has been left in the dark as it relates to preparations for Hurricane Melissa. We attempted to get a comment from Mr. Vaz as we spotted him driving through one of the communities, but he did not stop.
Everybody I call up Miss Chin, but they're telling them the truth. Miss Chin now no power. Dwayne Vaz then kick out Miss Chin. We need to put back Miss Chin in a power for certain things in our ghetto then can happen.
Drain cleaning aside, this resident wants food.
Right now we don't have food, we want to food from the government, sir. But now go on through the system for whether we can go see.
Kimberly Petty for TVJ News.
Still in Westmoreland, the residents of McNeil Land have compared themselves to sitting ducks at the mercy of Hurricane Melissa. Councillor Ian Miles says the drains will be cleaned, but residents fear the work won't be enough to get them through. Jamaica Maitland reports.
Frustrated, residents of McNeil Land in Westmoreland say they can't seem to catch a break.
Because in the day, I hope people lose them furniture and hope lose this and lose the car all like that. Man, if I spend much money to fix my car and all type of thing, I pay for something.
TVJ News visited the flood-prone community to find out how residents are preparing.
I have no money for preparing. I'm 51, 54. I'm in a work. Prepare for nothing. You just have to live. You understand? So you plan to go to the shelter if it comes so wicked, we have plan to go to shelter. Go here. I don't have to tell no lie. But I'm afraid right now. I really have breeze come with them and I'm afraid for my house and that in tan good night.
The houses have been hoisted, furniture put on blocks, animals given additional protection, but the residents fear it won't be enough to keep them safe from tropical storm Melissa.
If they say this is rain, will just fall over ago. And it's time. When it's time come, we talk. The worst.
McNeil Land is a district located off Bay Road in the wider Little London community. From the skies, the community seems to have no problem. On the ground, however,
This are very deep. We not tell you I see it there. We under danger. And if the storm come, you know jam no, you know this a water yeah, no jar for we no time. See there.
We wait in the water, we wake up in the water.
Everything, every day. See there. And if the storm come, it worse.
the residents provided this video to our news team on Wednesday, October 22. They're calling on the government agencies to assist with drain cleaning to alleviate the flooding.
We have to try to leave out the quick pass out before we reach. Because all the water coming, you can't come all the night, and you can last time you come down, and I'm sleep, you come down in our house.
So we no man they could have done him before he come.
MP Ian Hales told our news centre that he did not receive any additional funding for drain cleaning works. However, Councillor for the Little London Division Ian Miles, who was coordinating drain cleaning works on Thursday, says McNeil Land is on the list for cleaning.
This is station we have done top road this morning. We are moving on to the Bay Road corridor and into McNeil Land, which is one of the major flood-prone areas within the division.
But will it be enough?
McNeil Land people, them a boat, they come like them have to go use. And if the weather come right, we have boat them have to go use.
Jamaica Maitland, TVJ News.
Residents of Bamboo River in St. Thomas are this evening appealing for frequent maintenance of a gully that runs through their community, even as they welcome emergency Hurricane Melissa.
A messy situation in Bamboo River, St. Thomas, not just because of the rains which started on Friday, but the piles of garbage that constantly wash down into this gully.
Everything will come from up the gully. They come from up at the cemetery and church corner, you know. The dump! From the dump, you know. And then water, you know. All of the water, they accumulate here, you know.
Residents say it's a health hazard.
This is when a mosquito bite you. Man, you scratch it till it starts blistering here, me tell you, because germs, you know.
But heavy-duty equipment and a dumper truck sent to clean the gully all the way to the mouth, which empties into the sea, are expected to make a huge difference, and just in time for the arrival of Tropical Storm Melissa. Residents, though relieved, gave caution.
I'm happy to see that the backhoe has been working to clean up the community, because you know that the gully, when rainfall, it come over, so I'm happy to see that the residents are getting their gutter clean. That's when the storm come, we will be safe, hopefully.
I have been advocating for years, and I am a bit relieved. I think I can sleep a little better on the residents.
Tractor alone can't do this, because the tractor can't go under the bridge. So when the debris them come down, you know, if the flood coming out, I over the side down, it down over the side down over here, so because under the bridge stuck. The pan right there, so can't rear. Because the water now run go to the sea, it run from round us and settle. The whole of the gully deep, so everything just pull up and come right round us up and settle. And that it fair go straight.
If it keep low, when the sea normal, it drain out and stay clean forever. But now it's a war with the river, the gully and the sea. And the sea are going. Yes, it are going. Because the water are going to come back. Once it go into the sea, the wave them high, it gonna come back to land. So we are aware of that. Yeah, so we plan to run too. Because you can't fight water. You have a plan for run, let's see.
There are 2 emergency shelters near the community. Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
We return to our earlier story about the Norman Manley International Airport being scheduled to be closed at 9 p.m. tonight. The Sangster International Airport, however, remains open, but is expected to be closed by midday Sunday. Here's Anthony Lug.
All eyes are on Hurricane Melissa, which is expected to start impacting Jamaica within the next 24 hours. The weather system continues to move slowly. However, travelers are trying to leave the island quickly. On Saturday afternoon, our news team visited the Norman Manley International Airport, and those we caught up with are taking no chances.
I'm going home.
Why?
Because there's no place like home.
Hyacinth Williams Fraser was among a group of students from St. Kitts and Nevis who attend the University of the West Indies. They left the island on a chartered flight arranged by their Prime Minister Dr. Terence True. While some students were anxious to leave, others not so much.
I don't really feel much about it. We have storms back at home, but my parents just want me to come home. So.
Over at the Sangster International Airport in St. James, there were similar scenes. The airport, which is usually buzzing with activities, was scaled down with very little movement. Our news team has learned that the management completed its airport preparations late Friday in anticipation for the passage of Melissa. That aside, meetings have been ongoing. The Airports Authority of Jamaica, along with the management of MBJ Airports Limited, have been tracking the storm and meeting throughout the day. And by 5 p.m. Saturday afternoon, this update from Transport Minister Darrell Vaz.
we have decided that Sangster International Airport will close at midday tomorrow. I'm suggesting strongly that persons who are intending on traveling out or into Jamaica tomorrow morning out of Sangster International Airport be in close contact with the airlines.
Minister Vaz says there's a possibility some flights will be adjusted.
There are some flights that come in and around midday and a little later and a little earlier. Those are the ones that we are trying to bring forward. So please be in touch with your airlines from as early as this evening into tonight so that you are very clear as to what the status is on the flights.
Anthony Lug, TVJ News.
We go now to Manchester, where special preparations are being taken to help a vulnerable group of residents ride out the impending weather system. Details in this report.
Amid the hustle and bustle of last-minute hurricane preparations, a group of people are usually hidden in plain sight. But local authorities in Manchester, as well as charity organization Friends in Need, are taking steps to ensure they are not forgotten. Councillor for the Walderston Division, David Knight, chairs the Manchester Homeless Committee.
We need a place to house them, and so the Mandeville Primary and Junior High School will be the place where they will be staying in that shelter for the period of the passing of the hurricane.
Locations for that's an appeal to the government this evening to find more money to continue drain cleaning activities in St. Mary as the country braces for Hurricane Melissa.
Communities in St. Mary have been left to the fury of Hurricane Melissa when it makes landfall in Jamaica. That's because drain cleaning activities have stalled as, according to local representatives, there's no money left for disaster mitigation works. Omar Newell is Member of Parliament for Central St. Mary.
I went on the road yesterday with our NWA representative, and based on the high-risk areas for flooding coming from the National Works Agency, we were able to mobilize, NWA was able to mobilize and start some work on one of the 5 identified high-risk areas. So, I'm saying that to say we're doing some work in Islington. Islington has some major drains, but it's not one of the areas on NWA, on the ODPEM's list of high-risk areas. Portmore is on the list. So the drains in Portmore, the Paget drain is being cleaned. This drain from the fire brigade going down is being cleaned. Portmore Primary School drain is being cleaned.
But the other high-risk areas have been left stranded.
But Martin is also on that high-risk, that list of high-risk areas. And it's heartbreaking that I can't go to the people of Martin and tell them that I have an allocation to NWA for their drain, even though they have been calling me. Bailey'sville is on that list. And again, I have not been able to go to the people of Bailey'sville because NWA told us yesterday that they had run out of money just based on the extent of the work needed to be done on the Portmore drain. Freehill is also at risk, high risk of flooding, and we have not been able to, I'm not able to ascertain what can be done in Freehill.
He says the $3 million allocated to each constituency for drain cleaning is not enough.
I think drain cleaning should be an ongoing thing. The government needs to find a way to allocate resources to keep drains clean, so we're not scurrying about whenever a hurricane is coming.
However, he says he's doing the best he can with what he has.
The NWA at the parish level is doing the best they can, but we need some more resources, Minister. The storm has now changed its trajectory. It is expected to come directly over St. Mary. And my people are very worried, very anxious. And as a resident of Islington myself, I'm very worried about the people of Martin and the people of Bailey'sville and the people of Freehill and the other parts of the constituency that NWA has not been able to touch with the allocation of $3 million.
Aliyah Bryant, TVJ News.
And Chairman of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation and Mayor of Spanish Town, Norman Scott, also spoke on the issue of emergency funds.
Well, I was on a Zoom call this morning in the platform where the minister met with the CEOs and disaster coordinators to get an update as to the state of readiness for each municipalities, and nothing regarding funding was mentioned in that meeting. I overheard the minister saying he intends to meet with all mayors tomorrow.
The mayor says members of parliament received allocations for drain cleaning late Thursday and expects they'll focus on priority areas. Now, given the frequent landslides and falling boulders along the Bogwalk Gorge in bad weather, Mayor Scott is appealing to the operators of the North-South Highway to allow free passage during the system.
Gorge is impassable, and you know, if we have the prolonged rain as it is expected to, then the gorge will be closed for a protracted period. So if they can so open the toll road to accommodate the citizens for the period.
In the meantime, the local government minister Desmond McKenzie responded to the concerns about lack of funds. He explained that parochial revenue fund is available for emergencies. We go now to Manchester, where special preparations are being taken to help a vulnerable group of residents riding out the impending weather system.
Amid the hustle and bustle of last-minute hurricane preparations, a group of people are usually hidden in plain sight. But local authorities in Manchester, as well as charity organization Friends in Need, are taking steps to ensure they are not forgotten. Councillor for the Walderston Division, David Knight, chairs the Manchester Homeless Committee.
We need a place to house them, and so the Mandeville Primary and Junior High School will be the place where they will be staying in that shelter for the period of the passing of the hurricane. And the mental health team is also on board. They will be transporting them from different areas of the parish to Mandeville, and when they get there, they will assess them and also medicate them.
He says a psychiatric nurse from the Manchester Infirmary will ride out the storm with them at the emergency shelter, and members of the mental health team will make periodic checks.
The infirmary will be providing food for them, and we must also say thanks to some entities that have come on board to help us to feed the homeless, not only during this time, but right through the time. We have KFC, we have Popeyes who came on board with us.
We don't have any food at this moment because we have been depleted, because we have our ongoing daily assistance that we assist. We feed the street persons daily, so we have run out. We have other members that we feed. We have the HIV, the cancer patient, just persons in the community that comes to us on a daily basis for food.
But charity operator Yvonne Townsend says she's been making calls to see what else she can do to help the homeless weather the storm.
Warm clothing, sheets, blankets, non-perishable items, and those are hard to come by. I don't know, people are busy making their own preparation, so we have not gotten off to a good start yet.
Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
In St. Mary, fisherfolk who operate along the Padgy Beach say they will obey maritime advisories issued ahead of Hurricane Melissa. Earlier today, our news team observed fisherfolk making their way inland as a Category 1 hurricane builds in the Caribbean Sea.
Push up the boat in Five Beach because we don't want this time to go. And we can't buy no more. You see how like that, life hard, you know, man. So we have to just go and do a thing.
Say they were unable to remove their fish pots ahead of the hurricane and are now bracing for the impact this will have on their livelihood.
Yeah, we can't do anything about it. Because you see get rough. And a blind pot we have. Water get dirty. So everything mucky. I tell you, yes, my general. Yeah, it's all about hurricane, answer. It's all about the storm. And that's a go on. So we have certain things we work on it. We now wait till they come. Because if you come, we're done.
We have to lose a lot. And enough fishermen have to lose a lot, said we. You see it for, we can't get to go out there to try to receive them. And only who have the pot and rope can bring in pot. So, we have to lose a lot.
And in Old Harbour, St. Catherine fishermen are asking for assistance as they brace for the hurricane.
To them, weatherman, them are predicting, like we never get this yet in the Caribbean. This is going to be the worst one because it's moving too slow. They are secure from about Monday. But we find out that we could go see Tuesday or Wednesday. But through them, I want me so much, we don't enter out.
Every one of us, get together and help one another. If you look on the sea, a 1 and 2 boat leave back. Everything in the mangrove gone. You don't see a government in a send a truck and come and say, all right, fisherman, you know have some boat, me I send one truck and go now and bring it up on higher ground. You have to dig that out of your pocket.
To news just in, the rapid intensification forecast by experts is now unfolding. Melissa is now a Category 2 hurricane with winds at 100 miles per hour. The U.S. National Hurricane Center warned the system could turn into a rare Category 5 hurricane by Monday afternoon. The center of the hurricane is located 130 miles southeast of Kingston, Jamaica, and the storm is moving at just 3 miles per hour. And that's the local segment. We take another break. We return with news from overseas.
Every school is free of unhealthy, ultra-processed products. You know, those high in salt, fats, and sugar. If only that weren't a dream. The reality is that many children have an unhealthy diet at school, and 23% of them are overweight or obese. This can lead to hypertension, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. Let's protect our children's right to health with a policy for schools that prevents unhealthy food marketing and ensures access to nutritious foods. The time is now. Let's implement the National School Nutrition Policy. A message from the Heart Foundation of Jamaica and partners.
Primetime News, brought to you by
the new KFC Doritos Zinger, a combo that's finger-licking good. KFC.
Heart's Skills On Demand portal connects skilled professionals with employers. The time by Heart and STA Trust is...
Hey you! Yeah you! Need cash fast to fix things up or mix up some magic at home? From October 24 to 26, take a Quartz Ready Cash loan of $250,000 or more on 18 to 36 months and get a free blender on us. No collateral, no guarantor, just quick cash when you need it. Quartz Ready Cash, ready when you are. Offer valid while stock lasts. Conditions apply.
My name Lionel. And after a hurricane, everybody want them things lined up and them light back quick. You understand that? But power restoration is a process. First, we check the big plants and main transmission lines. If them down, nobody can get power. Then, we restore the essential places, hospitals, water, airport and such. Next is the major community lines, the one that power hundreds of homes one time. Last, we reach the smaller lines that serve individual streets. Rushing can cause damage or hurt someone, so we follow protocol and keep it
Welcome back to News Overseas. A 71-year-old man was killed and more than 1,000 people have been evacuated or displaced in the Dominican Republic due to flooding from Hurricane Melissa. Flooding after days of heavy rain also damaged at least 200 homes, cut off 28 communities and damaged at least one bridge. Now, sections of 2 provinces recorded more than 10 inches of rain this week and nearly a month's worth of rain in the capital, Santo Domingo, on Thursday alone. The flooding is expected to worsen as projections are for Hurricane Melissa to continue dumping rain in the Dominican Republic into at least early next week. Now, the Primetime News package continues with sports after the break.
School is free of unhealthy, ultra-processed products. You know, those high in salt, fats, and sugar. If only that weren't a dream. The reality is that many children have an unhealthy diet at school, and 23% of them are overweight or obese. This can lead to hypertension, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. Let's protect our children's right to health with a policy for schools that prevents unhealthy food marketing and ensures access to nutritious foods. The time is now. Let's implement the National School Nutrition Policy. A message from the Heart Foundation of Jamaica and partners.
The Ray and Nephew Jamaica Premier League is back at its rightful home, Television Jamaica and TVJ Sports Network. For 40 thrilling weeks, the nation's premier footballers will be on show, bringing the skill, the passion, and the goals. Don't miss the excitement. Doubleheaders every Sunday and Monday, live and exclusive in Jamaica. Matches streamed on onespotmedia.com, available only in Jamaica. The Ray and Nephew Jamaica Premier League. 40 weeks of homegrown talent, homegrown pride, only on TVJ, TVJ Sports Network, and onespotmedia.com.
I was so lost. I don't know my biological father. A large part of what was happening to me mentally was because of my parents' divorce. When your passion becomes a job, sometimes you have to question if it was your passion in the first place. There are some days when you even question yourself and your talent and your worth in the space. Whenever I feel like I'm losing myself, I always go back to God. You see, anytime I start to reflect, I just start feeling immensely grateful. I honestly just have to say, thank you, Jesus. Blessed, 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 blessed.
Simsoul Sessions is brought to you by Grace. Make a good move today. And the Office of the Children's Advocate, ensuring the rights and safeguarding the best interest of Jamaica's children.
Get the forecast you can trust. TVJ's Primetime Weather Report. After Primetime News, stay one step ahead on Television Jamaica.
This week, every family has a story.
So when you became pregnant, who took care of the baby?
We never take the responsibility. If I'm hungry and asking for lunch money, I didn't get it.
We bring her to the hospital when we got a numb baby.
What do you mean?
The nurse said the baby died.
Did you see a body?
No.
Did you get a death certificate?
No.
The Susan Show is brought to you by San Myrna Paper Products, Virgin's International Trading, and Sherwin-Williams.
Last time on Maggie Food Court Caribbean, the remaining 12 chefs were split into 4 groups of 3, with 1 chef per course on each team preparing a 3-course vegetarian dish. The worst course to go home. Unfortunately, the weakest links of all 4 teams were chefs Kadeem, Jonathan, Samara, and Tony. In this episode, it's every chef for themselves. We enter the infamous knockout rounds. All rise for the Maggie Food Court Caribbean. Sundays at 8:30 p.m. on TVJ. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Change doesn't happen overnight. It takes vision, commitment, and courage to reform. But transformation isn't always easy.
It's not a JLP policy. It's not a PNP policy. It is national policy.
Watch Building a Better Public Sector, a 4-part docuseries on TVJ, commencing this Sunday at 8 p.m. Brought to you by the Transformation Implementation Unit.
Sports headlines brought to you by
I am my own boss, popping my own style and trending up.
Start your journey with a Jane Bank Small Business Loan. Jane Bank, we will help you find a
Coming up in Saturday's sports special, reigning world 100-meter champ.